Hey everyone, Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. We have another What Sold on eBay this week where we go over all the different things we are selling on eBay, like jackets, clothes, hard goods, collectibles, video games, and all that kind of stuff. And so we're going to go over all the different things we sold this week. And anytime during this video, definitely click the like button if you enjoy this programming. Also, click to subscribe and the bell for notifications. If you're new to the channel, we go over all different things that we sold throughout the week at the thrift shop. So we're going to take a dive into what we sold. We had actually had a really good weekend. I did a sale of 20% off a lot of the higher end clothes, and I did see an uptick in sales this weekend. So there is that. So that was very good. And I definitely highly suggest if you have some stagnant inventory to definitely run a sale on the weekend. We happen to run this one through Monday, and we've already seen a pretty good amount of sales, including this one, which is actually really, really crazy. Up first, we have this Loro Piana Horsey Equestrian Jacket. It is a US large. Now this was the very first photos that I took at the shop when I got hired on. And I will say, like, all we had was this kind of silver background thing. And I look at the lighting is horrible. I mean, they're just a mess. And I definitely upgraded the studio, and we'll go into that in just a second. But photos are everything. I swear, ever since I started to do new photos, I saw like an increase in sales. So if you have just like even flat lays, I guess would work. It works for a lot of people. And I must say, whatever works for you, definitely go for it. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm saying from my personal experience, just in the few weeks of doing this for the shop, I noticed that since I upgraded the studio equipment, the backgrounds and the lighting and everything, sales have increased by a lot. And I'm not saying like, I don't exactly know the true percentage, but they increased by a lot. But anyways, I kind of got sidetracked here. As you can see, I think the photos of the labels were were done very well, but this kind of other things, just these were just a mess. The other photos and things like that. As you can see, it's super dark. This is like a dark blue navy jacket, and you can't even really see it. And I'll show you down the road. We'll have some other sales in this video, and you'll see I'll mention the upgrade of the photos. And there was a transition of three. There was these, which have this weird curtainy background, silver background. There was a second one where I had this kind of, I don't know, it was like a cloth kind of, like almost like a bed sheet background that was wrinkled, and it was a mess. And now I have the paper background, which is like almost like a seamless background, and I can't. It's like such an amazing upgrade from what I had before. Anyways, this sold for $399 today. It was shipped $19.99. This will ship in a large priority box. The jacket is absolutely in mint condition. I actually tried it on because I thought it would fit me, but I think I'm an extra large in the Loro Piana jacket size. We weren't quite sure if this was a female or a male jacket, though. The lady that donated these, they were all female women's clothes, so we're assuming that it's a woman's jacket. And for those that don't know, if you're ever looking for Loro Piana stuff, and I've kind of been specializing in Loro Piana in the last month, really diving into the stock that we have, and pretty much been listing all of this brand that I've been able to pull out of stock because it's been selling very well. Definitely look out for the jacket stuff. Loro Piana does equestrian jackets. They've had a line of them for the last like 6-7 years. I'm not sure how far it goes back, but researching this jacket, I noticed that they have tons of these jackets for sale. So definitely look out for that. And like I said, this was some of the very first things I listed maybe a month ago, if not even that. But you could see how just the photos, you'll see down the road the photos, how they've evolved over the last few weeks. Next up, we have this vintage 1989 sealed BVD long sleeve fleece t-shirt. Now these things are called fleece t-shirts, and they're actually sweaters. I mean, they look like sweaters to me. They look like crew neck sweaters. So I'm not sure if, down the road in the 90s or at some point they changed the long sleeve fleece shirt to package these as sweaters. I found a couple of packages of these, new old stock, NOS. I highly actually suggest if anyone finds old sealed things to use the NOS keyword. Just like when you do vintage, don't type out vintage, type out VTG, as you can see in this one. It also will if you type in vintage, it'll actually will come up. So I'm going to do another video at some point about shortening of keywords and things like that. So NOS and VTG is one of them. Anyways, these were pulled out of a bin. These were actually going to get, I think, redonated, and I was actually able to pull these out of a bin. And I noticed that what these were, there's a whole subculture now growing of people that are interested in 80s and 90s clothing, even though it would seem kind of odd to someone like me who's almost 40. There's like I don't want to call them hipsters, but there's more like the hype beast, Supreme kind of. I guess they're kind of hipsters. It's like there's a whole subculture of collectors and fashionistas that actually buy these kind of things, and these things that would have been sold for like $8 at Target or whatever. As a matter of fact, I think I actually have a price tag on this. Oh, it just says PC item. I thought there was actually a price tag on this. This probably went for like, $8.99, $7.99 at Target. I don't even actually remember how many were in here. I think maybe it was just one or two. But anyways, it's got the old tag from 1989. I think there was even actually a date on there. That's why I was able to date this thing. Let's see where that date is. Yeah, it's down here, as you can see, 1989. And this was actually a pretty good find. This sold today for $47.99. And like I said, this was something that was going to go right back out the door. I was able to pull this. It was actually pretty good find to have the eye to know that, these things are going to sell. And, we've had this on sale for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. So I have another one. It's going to be relisted tomorrow if I can get around to it. We got a lot of shipping to do tomorrow, so that should be interesting. But I'll try to get to listing the other one I have of these. Next up, we have this Newitt Tags Ellie Tahare embroidered long white jacket. This is Newitt Tags, as you can see here. This was an older item, an older stocked item that we had. And of course, I can't zoom into here because, oh, there we go. We can zoom in. As you can see here, we can go to the tag. This was $598 brand new from Flair Boutiques. I've never heard of this brand, but this sold today. We took a best offer for 80 something on this particular item. So as we could see, the older pictures were, taking with stuff, behind a door and everything. If this was, something that would be coming in new, of course, we'd take pictures with the new mannequin and stuff like that. And eventually I'll upgrade our current torso mannequin to a full body mannequin so we can, display pants and dresses the correct way. So this was actually a really good sale. Next up, we have these authentic vintage Chanel earrings. We get in a bunch of vintage Chanel stuff from time to time. These ones happen to be some older earrings. Of course, they were flaking. There was like a metallic pearl. I don't want to say if it was a coating or if it was a paint, but as you can see here, they ended up chipping, and I did mention that. These were actually really cool earrings. We actually sold another pair of these, a little similar to this, the same era. And if you look up the back, as you can see here, I think I took a close-up of these. Yeah, see? There is the hallmark. We got a 97P. So if you ever have any older Chanel, Coco Chanel earrings or anything like that, look at the hallmarks that are on the back. You can see this number and a letter, and that'll usually, if you go search on eBay or the internet, you'll be able to find kind of like some information and the previous selling things like this. Older Chanel earrings, they range from prices between like $50 and $500. So definitely do your research if you do find these, because you could have the $500 pair and think that they're the $50 pair, and vice versa. You might think you have a really expensive pair, but they're actually the cheaper pair. This one happened to fit right in that wheelhouse. We tried to get like $300, I think, when these first were listed, but we ended up doing the high-low and dropping these, and then we had a sale. I want to say we took a best offer for these for less than $100, but still a good sale, even though these were damaged, and these were noted in the description and in the condition description up above, as you can see here. The pearls chipping due to age, and that's what pretty much it was. A lot of these things weren't made to last, especially the newer plastics and things like that. Next up, we have this vintage Reuben head vase. This is actually a very interesting piece. This is one of the very first items I photographed when I got added on to the staff here. As you can see here, there was some chipping. And for those who don't know anything like this, definitely go look up Rubens. It is a brand of items that I've never seen before. It's from Japan. As you can see here, they have a kiln mark down here, 483. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but this is one of the very first things I took a photo of inside our light box that we have. I'm going to be upgrading the light box pretty soon, but I want to say we also took a best offer for this for less than $75.99, but definitely look out for Rubens. Just search vintage Rubens if you want to go down this path and see exactly what these kind of things are. They're kind of weird, like almost like 50s and 60s style vases or vases or whatever you want to say. Definitely interesting collectibles, and you do find these from time to time at thrift stores, and you're mostly going to find these in estate sales and things like that. Next up, we have this Donna Karan large scarf wrap. This was a sequin scarf. This thing was huge, and I want to say these were like 2 by 8 foot or something crazy ridiculous like this. They had amazing detail, and as you can see, this is the new mannequin with the new kind of background. Not such a great photo here because it was hard to actually capture the color of the sequins without having to get close up like this photo right here. This is an excellent photo, I think, to show the kind of the color and the detail of the sequins. And it was from Donna Karan collection. I had a stock of Donna Karan stuff that I went through on Friday. I had them listed and everything, and we pretty much sold all the Donna Karan stuff. And for those that weren't following me on Instagram, we posted a lot of that stuff on there. Pretty much, we have a few pieces left, but pretty much all the Donna Karan sequin items that we listed on Friday are pretty much gone. This one sold for $39.99 plus $9.95 shipping, and this thing was actually really, really huge. Next up, we have this Christian Dior gold-plated bow pin rope. I think I've talked about brooches before in the past. These are some of the things that if you're into reselling full-time, if you haven't studied brooches and pretty much what a brooch is, if you've never even heard of that word, it's pretty much like a pin that has a backing, like a tack pin, as we can see. I think I might have. See, here's the back. Take a closer look at this as it's got this kind of tack swing pin here. Definitely look out for Christian Dior jewelry. It's not necessarily high end, but if you can get them for like $2 or $3 a piece, you can usually get them for or sell them for anywhere between $10 to $100 depending on the piece. So this was actually one of the higher end pieces, and so keywords were pretty much everything on this. I want to say we took a best offer for 40 something on this plus $9.95 shipping, and just Christian Dior's for costume jewelry and things like that is definitely a brand to look out for. Next up, we have this woman's Loro Piana knit baby cashmere turtleneck sweater. You know, I've talked about this brand in the past, and I've told everyone, I mean, if the Loro Piana baby cashmere collection is very, very high end. This stuff new is like $1,000, $1,200 or more. If you ever come across the Loro Piana brand and you find the baby cashmere tags, these are where the money's at. These are selling anywhere between the neighborhood of $120 to $200 on up. We've sold a couple of these for around $200. I listed a pink one a couple weeks ago that sold pretty much instantly when I listed it for $200. We probably could have even got a little bit more, but I was happy to see that that particular sale definitely pushed me to dig out all of our Loro Piana stuff we had in stock, like everything I can find, and list all that brand first, and we're seeing some sales with that. This sold for $159.99 plus $13.99 shipping. I usually ship all these larger sweaters and jackets, either medium flat rate or large flat rate boxes, and they're packed very nicely. And our feedback, has been showing that people are appreciative of the way we ship these and things like that. So this is actually a really cool brand. Next up, we have this Prada jacket. Now, here's a perfect example of something that was dead stock that we had probably listed for over a year. This was actually going to be sent into ThredUp for their Luxe box cleanup, and I'm going to post a link to that. Go up there and watch that video. This was the jacket that was going to be pulled, but I noticed that there was little. Anyone that owns a leather jacket knows that there's these little snags that happen over the course of the life of a jacket. And so I didn't want to send it into ThreadUp because I knew they were going to reject it. It was a nice jacket, so I decided to take the old auction, remove the old photos, put the jacket on the new mannequin, and refresh the listing with new keywords, new descriptions, and this sold in less than 4 hours after it was listed. So that shows you the power of keywords and photography and things like that. I think at some point, once I get the new studio set up, I'll do a photography kind of video that shows you guys how I do everything and how you can definitely upgrade your photography and stuff like this. The whole point of clothing photography, after all the books and things that I've been reading over the last few months, is you really want to show a highlight on the piece. You don't want to have your cat in the background, annoying things that are all laying around. And if that works for you, I'm not knocking that or anything, but for me personally, I just want to see what I'm buying. And a white mannequin, white background with a little bit of a gray, as we can see here, contrast from the top to the bottom. This really captured the styling and the fitting of the jacket, and this sold like 3 hours after I listed it. And we did take a best offer for around $90 for this, so someone actually did, get a pretty good deal on a authentic Prada brown leather jacket. So hopefully all that works out. And a pro tip, if you do have extra photos to point, I'm gonna I'm gonna buy like a pointer or make a pointer because my finger is just not doing it. I might get one of those cool little extendable silver ones that they have at somewhere, so it doesn't, so my my fat finger's not in the way. Next up, we have this. I think it's Barados, or Bardox, Barabokes. I have no idea how to pronounce this brand. This was an old legacy photo, as we can see here. I probably wouldn't have photographed this on the table, but this ended up selling. We did take a best offer for around $150 for this. This is actually an interesting brand. I want to say this was actually a snakeskin wallet slash purse. If you're not familiar with this brand, definitely go and look it up. It's very, 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 very high end. This one happened to come with the cards and things like that, but we took a best offer for about $150 for this on Friday or Saturday. I don't quite remember. And this was, of course, dead old stock. And you can tell this is not my photo because I would definitely have rotated this photo so at least you can read it, horizontally, I should say. So, at least, this actually sold, so that's actually good. Next up, we have another Loro Piana Baby Cashmere sweater. This one, I want to say we took a best offer for maybe around $200 for this. This was a turtleneck kind of one with a button up. As you can see here, the evolution of the photos. If we could see this photo compared to this photo, we've definitely came a long way. As you can see here, look at that. Definitely came a long way in photos. On my monitor, this looks a little like darker and black, and maybe it's just my monitor. This is actually a better photo right here. If we zoom in, you can actually see a little bit of the color. And I've been working on better shots with up close. Now this is all done on an iPhone. Eventually, we're going to upgrade to using a digital SLR to really fine tune the brightness and the contrast and things like that, so that when we go into eBay, we load our photos. Editing is going to not be so, tedious and everything like that if you do everything on the front end. Next up, we have this jewelry lot. We're starting to sell jewelry lots. The link is going to be below to the eBay shop. We sold this one to a YouTuber, which will go unnamed until he or she does a video or not. I'm not sure, but this was a blind package of 11 pounds for $24.99. It's actually a really good deal. These are of course unsearched by myself. What happens is we get tons of jewelry in to the shop, and this is what happens with any thrift shop. Uh, Goodwill is notorious for this, making jewelry jars. We're making jewelry bags. We'll have some of these on sale from time to time. So if you're not following us on eBay, the link is going to be below. And so what happens is I think it's every week or every couple weeks, jewelry that hasn't sold in a store, we'll bag it up, and we're gonna reprocess this way now. I'm not sure exactly what happened to the jewelry before, but I was like, give me all the jewelry that doesn't sell in the shop or stuff that you feel is not worthy enough to go in the shop. I'm gonna bag it up, and you guys are never gonna know what this is. It's gonna be completely unsearched. So I'm curious to see if this particular YouTuber does a video on this, because I'm so curious to see what was in here and if there was anything we missed as far as going into the bag and going to the thing. So like I said before, $44.99. Definitely go and follow us on eBay. We're gonna just randomly put these bags up. I might even do something where I post it on Instagram, like, hey, I got a jewelry bag up. Go check it out. It's X amount of pounds or however I'm going to do it. So definitely check us out. And we'll just step through the photos of this real quick since we're here. As we can see here, I wouldn't be surprised if there's silver in here. I wouldn't be surprised if there's name brand stuff in here. I wouldn't even be surprised if there's gold stuff in here. As you can see, there's 11 pounds. So like I said, the link is going to be below. Definitely go and follow us. Also, we do CD lots. A lot of the CD stuff, same situation. If we don't sell it in the store, it usually would get recycled or whatever we did with it before. And so I was like, I'm going to just start taking the CDs and making lots. This was actually one of the very first lots that we were doing, where I would take a large priority box, fill it all up, and sell it like that. There is a cheaper way that we can do it now that I realize that CDs can actually be shipped media mail. So the $19.95 price, I think, was kind of a little high for most people to buy these collections. So we're going to have, they're not custom boxes, but they're going to be boxes that are going to be smaller. Maybe they'll hold like 30 or 40 CDs, and we're going to sell them like that. And we could ship them media mail, which then again, helps take down the cost of shipping. So we're going to do like blind, mystery clean out boxes. All the CDs are there. They're going to have like from heavy to light to brand new scratching. So these are perfect for someone that has a refurbishing machine. For the most part, stuff we get in isn't completely like crazy. Like when you go to Goodwill, some of the CDs are absolutely a mess. You're going to have a CD in each one of these cases. Some of the double CDs might be missing a CD, but not necessarily. There is a process. I'm the one that personally goes through these before they get boxed up to make sure that there's a little bit of quality control. There isn't a broken CD. There isn't a missing CD in a single case or something like that, and then the CDs usually match. Every once in a while, a mismatched CD to case might get in there. But like I said, if you're into CDs, you're into selling CDs on Amazon, go down there to the link below, follow us. We do have some lots up right now. Eventually, they're going to turn into mystery lots, but every now and then, I might make a package like this where you can actually see what's inside the lots. Next up, we have this Anne Klein women's watch. This was pulled out of a mystery. We sold a mystery watch, like a jewelry jar, just that was full of watches. So this is another reason why you guys should definitely go down there and follow us on Facebook, or not Facebook, on eBay. You never know what kind of mystery lots we're going to send out. I actually pulled this out of a watch bag that I've been saving for the last couple weeks because it was in amazing condition. A nice watch. This watch sells for anywhere between $30 or $60. Yeah, so there's that. Once again, I am Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. Thank you for watching. Go down there, click the links below, follow us on eBay. The American Cancer Society, great cause, doing amazing work, trying to find, funding in cancer research, and they have lots of amazing facilities for people that are battling cancer to go and spend time with their family. as they're having treatments, as they're recovering. It's an amazing cause. I'm so glad and so blessed to be a part of their business and helping their eBay business grow to the next level. So once again, I'm Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. Definitely click the like buttons, subscribe, click the bells for notification. Leave a comment below if you know any more information or if you have any questions or things like that. And I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Once again, I'm Chris, and we'll see you next time. Take care.